Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. Before we get to the action, I just wanted to go over our roster real quick and give you all a look at some of our key players. First, our starting pitching and the ace of our staff is Chris Paddack. He's going to be a key figure in our rotation for years to come. Coming soon, hopefully to join him, will be Mackenzie Gore, one of the top pitching prospects in all of baseball. Our closer is another great pitcher, and that's Kirby Yates. At catcher, we've got a platoon situation as Austin Hedges and Francisco Mejia will both share catching duties, with Mejia seeing the majority of the playing time. Prospect Luis Campusano will look to take over in the years to come. Third base is where our franchise player resides, as Manny Machado enters into his second season with the Padres. At short, we have our brightest star in Fernando Tatis Jr. Coming off a big rookie season, he'll look to improve in his sophomore campaign. In left, we've got Tommy Pham, who is an all-around solid ball player. Center field is where we see Trent Grisham, acquired in the offseason from Milwaukee. And in right field, we have the veteran Will Myers. The hard-hitting slugger will look to finally have a breakout season in 2020. So with our roster rundown complete, we'll get to the action as the Padres begin a 3-game set against the Atlanta Braves. We pick things up in the top of the fourth. Nick Markakis leads off, and he rips one to deep right. It's over the head of Lagares, and Markakis is in there with a double. Next batter's Freddie Freeman, and he sends one right back up the middle for a base hit. The center fielder Trent Grisham takes a tumble and allows Markakis to score easily from second. Braves take a 1-0 lead. In the sixth is the same score, and Ozzie Albies bats with one out. On an 0-2 pitch, he sends one to left, and the shifted left fielder Tommy Pham takes a bad route, allowing the ball to roll all the way to the wall. Albies easily makes it to third for a triple. Next batter is Markakis, and he lifts one out to center, and it will be deep enough to bring in Albies, so a sac fly makes it 2-0 Braves. Felix Hernandez was cruising through 6, but in the 7th he runs into some trouble. With one out, Trent Grisham is at the dish, and he smokes one into deep right. It gets over the head of Markakis and bounces off the wall. Grisham never stops and makes it into third with a triple of his own. Next batter is Jurickson Profar, and he's going to line one right back at Felix, and it hits Hernandez and bounces to the third base line. Grisham scores from third, and Profar makes it safely to first with an RBI single that makes it 2-1. After being checked on by his manager, the Brave skipper will go to the bullpen. AJ Minter would come into the game. First batter he faces Greg Garcia, and he walks him. Next batter, pinch hitter Brian Dozier, and he walks him as well. Juan Lagares is up next, and he lifts the first pitch into right. Just deep enough to bring home the tying run to make it a 2-2 game. Same score in the bottom of the 8th, 2 on and 2 out for Jurickson Profar again. And he would shoot one out to left center that would roll all the way to the wall. Machado and Grisham both score to break the tie and give the Padres a 4-2 lead going into the 9th. Top 9 now, and Emilio Pagan on. After getting the first 2 men out, it's Ronald Acuna now. And he gets him to ground out to first to end the ball game. Padres win their 5th in a row and hand the Braves their first loss of the season. So after the victory in the first contest, the Padres would look to repeat, and they would send their ace Chris Paddack to the mound. After a solid performance in his first outing, how would he fare in this one? Well, roll the tape. In the first, he's got 2 out and Ronald Acuna up, and he strikes him out swinging in the inning. In the second, it's the left fielder Marcell Ozuna. Paddack would freeze him with a fastball for the first out. 2 batters later, it's Johan Camargo, and he gets him chasing one outside the zone. Next inning, it's Dansby Swanson now, and he gets rung up on a fastball as well. Next batter, it's the pitcher Soroka, and he whiffs on a changeup for yet another strikeout. The next batter, it's Albies, and you guessed it, frozen on a fastball. Paddack would strike out 8 in 6 innings of work. The offense was the story though, and in the third, the Padres open it up. With runners on the corners, Fernando Tatis Jr. drills one out to deep left. It's over the head of Ozuna for an RBI double. After a Machado strikeout, it's Myers, and he's going to line one over the head of Albies into right for a 2-out, 2 RBI single. Padres now lead 3-0. Same score in the 5th now, and Brian Dozier's up with 2 out and 2 on. And he's going to send one out to deep left for a 3-run home run. Just over the leaping Ozuna. So Dozier's first of the season doubles the score for the Pods. It's now a 6-0 game. Next inning, bases are loaded for Machado, and he takes a walk. So Newcomb walks in a run to make it a 7-run lead for San Diego. Next batter is Will Myers. And on a 2-0 pitch, he sends one into the Western Metal Supply Co. building. A no-doubt grand slam. His second home run of the season will make it an 11-0 game. And the Padres would go on to win the second game and the series with a 12-1 victory. Paddack pitched well and earned the victory. Soroka took the loss for the Braves, and Drew Pomeranz came in for the rare 3-inning save. Padres would look for the sweep in the final game, and this one would be less of a slugfest. But not before Ronald Acuna Jr. would finally do some damage in the series, smashing a long home run in the top of the second. His 4th of the season would give the Braves an early 1-0 lead. Fast forward to the bottom of the third, and the Padres would strike back. Tommy Pham leading off the inning against Cole Hamels. And he gets all of that one. His solo home run is the first of the season and would tie the game at 1. Padres would tack on another, but in the 6th, it's Freddie Freeman up with a runner on. And he smashes one to right. And that baby is gone. A 2-run homer off Dinelson Lamet, Freeman's 3rd in the early season, would give the Braves the lead back at 3-2. Same score in the bottom of the ninth, and the Braves bring on their closer Will Smith to shut it down. The first batter he faces is Manny Machado, and he sits him down on strikes for out number 1. 2 batters later, it's Jurickson Profar, and he rips one to second that's nabbed by the leaping Ozzie Albies. So take a look at the replay. Albies times his jump perfectly to record the second out. Next batter is Tatis, and he ropes one to center for a single. So 2 out now, and it's Will Myers. And he grounds one to the left side. Third baseman fields it cleanly and makes the play to end the game. So the Braves win the series finale and hand the Padres their first loss of the season. Coming out, the Padres travel to Colorado and then to Atlanta as they take on the Rockies and Braves for the second times early on in the season. As always, thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the video, make sure to subscribe. You can catch me on Twitch to watch the games live at twitch.tv/ltodd. See you in the next video.